You run the ball for attitude. I used to tell my backs, you have to be a linebacker with the ball. Go hunt somebody up before he hunts you up. That changes the game. You want to get after me? I'm getting after you first. I like that.
It is the receiver. 9.
We got 39. Getting 7 points here.
All 6 of you work your tail off. 5 seconds left. 4, you dreaming? 3, 4.
Number 3.
Evidently 10 questions 2 weeks. 4.
In this top 10, we're focusing on one of the fundamental actions in sport, running. Rushing the ball was central to the NFL for over 5 decades, but rule changes made passing the preferred method of matriculating the ball down the field. Though aerial assaults have taken over, the ground game is still critical.
We ain't getting done in the passing game, Coach. Run the ball.
And who doesn't love watching a good rushing attack?
Marshawn Lynch, unbelievable! The beast is alive and well!
For me, there is nothing like a running back dominating a game.
When your defense and 11 players' whole game plan is to stop you.
Tackle that guy! The hell do you think you're out there for?
And they can't stop you, that's greatness.
We're counting down the top 10 rushing seasons of all time. Our criteria did not include catches and receiving yards. It's all about rushing the football.
We warming up for the track meet.
And we didn't just rank the top 10 rushing seasons based on who ran for the most yards.
Guys who have outstanding football immortality like seasons year after year after year, when they have that big boom explosion season, that's what makes a list like this.
This countdown is a sprint and a marathon. So let's get running.
Let's get the engine rolling, baby.
The number 10 rushing season of all time. Earl Campbell, 1980.
Number 10. Great season. And you know what that season did? It made power running backs glamorous.
Earl Campbell lowered his horns on the NFL, trampling his way to all-pro honors in his first 3 seasons.
80-yard touchdown, this is over.
You'd have to kill him to get him to stop running over your face.
I would be willing to bet no back ever gained more yards after the initial hit than Earl Campbell did. In 1980,
I thought it was kind of girlish for one guy to tackle me. I mean, I wanted to have a bunch of them.
Campbell may well be the greatest running back the sport has ever produced.
Campbell's 1980 season was his best.
Come on, Campbell!
The Tyler Rose pounded out 1,934 yards at 5.2 yards per carry and 128 yards per game, despite facing defenses designed to stop him.
but you talk about being the target. In 1980, Earl Campbell's last really great year, I was amazed at how many yards he gained considering what he went up against. 8-man fronts, 9-man fronts. The defense would just go like this. And wouldn't even think about the pass.
Everybody in the park knows he's going to get it, and still they can't stop it.
Earl Campbell in 1980 ran for 200 or more yards 4 times, which is an all-time record. And he also carried the football 30 or more times in 11 consecutive weeks to close out the season.
Bump Phillips would give that guy the ball 30 times a game.
What would you like to do, Bump? I like to run the ball.
We seemed to love it, and he just kept getting more and more yards.
We run out!
That gives him 373 rushing attempts this year, and that is the new NFL record.
It's really amazing. He is something special.
I think 10 is a shame. It's a travesty of a mockery. He's clearly top 4.
We did a very large study about the best rushing seasons of all time, and we ended up with Earl Campbell in 1980 as the best rushing season in NFL history. He had about 500 yards, more than any other running back in the league that season. He led the league in yards per carry and also had 56 more carries than anyone else. And on top of that, his backups averaged less than 4 yards per carry behind the same offensive line. So he was doing it without a great offensive line to block for it.
Our number 10 rushing season was special, but Campbell's yards per carry is the second lowest on our list, and he only scored 13 rushing touchdowns.
1980 was a phenomenal rushing performance by Earl Campbell.
Jamal with the handoff, and there it is. Yes! 25 yards to go over the 2,000 mark.
Jamal Lewis's 2,066 yards in 2003 is the only 2,000-yard season to not make our list.
It's top 5. I don't know how it didn't make top 10. That list is terrible. Throw it out.
Sorry, big fella, but statistics alone won't get you on this top 10.
The number 9 rushing season of all time, Chris Johnson, 2009.
There's only one running back today. The general has spoken. Chris Johnson, you heard me?
Believe that.
The guy was a video game. I don't think I could create the type of moves that Chris Johnson had if I were playing on my Xbox or PlayStation. He was unbelievable that year.
That looked like something out of a video game!
I would have taken him over Adrian Peterson if you asked me about the future in 2009.
We warming up for the track meet. Only one team showed up to the track meet.
There's a very short list. It's Dion, it's Darryl Green, and it's Chris Johnson, fastest players to ever play the game. Just so happens that Chris Johnson could also break tackles, do some spin moves, and burn you for 80 yards.
I had the opportunity to play against him the year that he went for 2,000 yards. I heard everybody say he was fast.
Dr. Sulu, beam number 28 up if he gets into warp speed.
But he's fast. You know what Eric Dickerson said?
Yeah.
He said he don't think I can do it.
I hope everybody said that.
Yeah. I don't think I can do it. I make him a believer.
Johnson used all that speed while chasing Eric Dickerson's record of 2,105 yards in a season. While he may have fallen 99 yards short of making history, he still left his mark in the record books.
It's a new franchise record for rushing yards in a season. Chris Johnson topping Earl Campbell.
Can't contain me for both quarters. Not both. It hasn't been done yet.
It's a new NFL record for yards from scrimmage for Chris Johnson, topping Marshall Faulk's previous mark.
Yeah, baby! That's how you play football! Yes!
I ain't done yet.
That was one of the best seasons I've ever seen. What's happened since then? Don't know. It's been downhill.
You know, I get asked by my friends so often, early in the season, what is wrong with Chris Johnson?
What did happen to Chris Johnson?
In some ways, the 2,000-yard season was not good for him because he got addicted to the long run. And after that, he started looking for the home runs and was never really the same player.
Outside, Chris.
That's ugly.
I think he turned into a guy that got his money, started focusing on getting his money. He started believing his own hype.
You a beast, bro. Keep it up, bro.
Be that, baby. Let's get money, baby.
Nothing's wrong with Chris Johnson. I think everybody wants him to fail because of the fact he wanted a new contract. I think everyone's just jealous. I think Chris Johnson is still one of the most feared players in the NFL.
The number 8 rushing season of all time, LaDainian Tomlinson, 2006.
In that season, he was by far the best running back in football, and the reason why was his lateral explosiveness. No guy could burst downhill off east and west movement the way LT did.
He made runs that were 7 yards, that were the most phenomenal runs you ever saw that season, where there would be a defender waiting in the hole for him, and he would jump stop, step back, and then go. And you're saying, how can you do that? You can't do that.
He was like a mosquito. He was flying around. You were like,
Hell of a comeback, man.
And then on top of that, his whole look, like that Darth Vader mask that he wore, how could that not strike fear into the hearts of men?
The force was with Tomlinson in 2006, he rushed for over 1,800 yards and scored a record 28 rushing touchdowns, en route to also setting a record for total touchdowns with 31.
And the handoff to Tomlinson. Left side, and he will gallop into the end zone. Charger fans are witnesses to history.
The best fantasy rushing season ever was LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006. He averaged 21.8 fantasy rushing points per game.
That LT year almost broke fantasy football because pretty much you had LT, you could have scrubs the rest of your roster and you were going to win. It was almost unfair.
And everyone playing fantasy football, LaDainian Tomlinson's 2006 was God. I mean, he made people money.
I was just surprised at number 8. It's like he's barely inside of the top 10, and no one has scored like that.
We played him that year, and they kind of funneled the ball to him in certain situations. That's when everybody knew LT got famous for jumping over the top. You're jumping over the top on the 1 yard line. You're not jumping over the top from the 20.
28 touchdowns? Are you kidding me? That's total domination. I own the NFL type season.
This was a great year, but I'm not sure this belongs at number 8 or even it belongs on the list.
Guys, come on!
LT had a Pro Bowl fullback in Lorenzo Neal. He had an All-Pro center, Nick Hardwick, a Pro Bowl tight end in Antonio Gates. And the Chargers went 14-2 that year and were able to sit on the ball for the third and fourth quarter.
They had good talent, but there were no other superstars. The offense was LaDainian Tomlinson.
How sweet it is, huh? How sweet it is.
And all these great seasons that you have in front of number 8, it's difficult to argue. But isn't it about putting the ball in the end zone? And LaDainian Tomlinson scored 28 rushing touchdowns that year.
That's why you're the greatest. That's why you're the greatest.
I'm almost insulted for him, even though I sound like a homer, that it's number 8.
Before becoming the NFL's all-time leading rusher, Emmitt Smith set the single-season record for rushing touchdowns in 1995.
The 25th rushing touchdown of the year for Emmitt Smith.
He also ran for 1,773 yards while leading the Cowboys to their third Lombardi Trophy in 4 years.
And Dallas, your Cowboys are world champions again. How sweet it is.
Emmitt's 95 season was pretty sweet, but our number 7 rushing season was pure sweetness.
The number 7 rushing season of all time, Walter Payton, 1977.
Let's just go through Walter's stats. 77, 339, 1,852 yards, 14 touchdowns.
Hand off to Peyton, leaps inside.
That's insane.
Walter Payton, 1977, far too low. Look at his average yards per game. It's second on this list.
I tell people this, I don't like the word greatest, but I've never seen anybody any better.
You can move him right up to number 1. Let me tell you about Walter Payton. Physically, as tough as anybody. Awesome.
The determination, you can just see it from this man. Give me any kind of hole and I'm going to break it.
Payton led the NFL that year with 1,852 yards in a 14-game season. The number 2 running back that season was Mark Van Eegen with just over 1,200 yards. You work it out, Payton had 45% more rushing yards than the number 2 running back in the NFL.
Walter Payton's 1977 season should probably rank a little bit higher on the list. If you extrapolate how many yards he ran for in a 14-game season, he would have had more yards than Eric Dickerson's record-breaking year.
Payton carried the ball over 4,000 times during his career, but it was one run during that 1977 season that came to define his greatness.
It was the first time I saw him on television, and I didn't know who he was, and I saw him make this one run. He fought for every inch. All those moves and the strength and the tenacity. What kind of animal is this? What kind of guy is this? That was it. I didn't have to say any more. I knew this was a great run.
One game after running through Kansas City's defense, Peyton shrugged off the flu and broke O.J. Simpson's single-game rushing record with 275 yards against the Vikings.
He really was a guy who was able to get mind over matter. The day that he broke the single-game rushing record, before the game, he was laying on the floor in the locker room, covered up with towels, shivering and shaking. He had the flu.
It was a good story because I use it with all my players all the time when they weren't feeling good. I just tell them that Walter set the single-game rushing record with 104 temperature. And so you need to go get dressed.
Entering the final game of that 1977 season, Peyton needed 199 yards to break O.J. Simpson's single-season rushing record. But he would find conditions less than ideal.
We have had rain and sleet. The running surface is such today it's almost impossible to cut.
You couldn't run, you couldn't pass, you couldn't kick. The worst conditions I've ever played in any sport in my life. And there's Walter trying to beat this record.
I've also got some final stats on Peyton. 15 for 47 yards. He winds up at 18.52. You know, that's the only thing about a miserable day like this. I wish he would have had a good shot.
LJ still had the yardage thing, but we never considered O.J. Simpson as good as Walter Payton. You won't hear anybody ever admit to that in the city of Chicago.
The number 6 rushing season of all time, Jim Brown, 1963.
Jim, were you the greatest?
Taking everything into consideration, I have to be number one.
Sorry, Jim, but the best we can do is number 6. But take solace in the fact that your 50-year-old masterpiece makes you the highest-ranked player to rush for less than 2,000 yards in a season.
The greatest running back in the history of the National Football League, and he only comes in at number 6 for that season. I know it wasn't 2,000 yards, but he didn't have the 16 games to do it. He's got to be higher than number 6.
Whoever did this thing and put him at number 6, they don't know what the hell they're doing. He was playing 14 games.
Jim Brown fights left tackle, gets a hold, he's the midfield. Jim Brown is going to go in for another touchdown.
And that season, to me, was incredible when you consider everyone was trying to get him. Passing games were not developed then. He had that target on his back, but he still got it done. This guy was the best running back in NFL history.
There's never any question as to who will start at fullback as long as number 32 is in good health, and Jim Brown looks ready for his greatest season.
So why did we choose 1963 over any of Brown's other 8 seasons? Because in that one year, Brown broke the single-season rushing record he set 6 years prior, and in the process became the NFL's career rushing leader.
That was probably his finest hour, I think. I mean, that was a dominant player at the height of his dominance. What was extraordinary about that year was the margin by which he separated himself from everybody else.
Let me just give you the league-leading rushing stats from that season. Jim Brown, 1,863 yards. Jim Taylor, 1,018 yards. Jim Brown, 800 more yards than Jim Taylor, a Hall of Famer, and Vince Lombardi packed. Enough said.
Brown's 1963 campaign is also the only season on our list with less than 300 carries. On those 291 attempts, he averaged a whopping 6.4 yards, the most of any running back on our countdown.
And another touchdown for Jim Brown.
I'm a big yards per carry guy. I think that's important. And that season, 6.5 yards per carry every time he touched the football. That's incredible.
There's no running back today that would ever average 6.4 yards per carry. You just sit there and you would say, wow, how come no one can tackle this guy?
He had power. You ain't see nobody knock him. Now look at the film.
Jim Brown drives straight ahead into a wall of humanity, shakes loose, and is off on another long run.
Brown walked away from the game at the age of 30. Odds are good that had he played longer, he may have had a season that surpassed our choice for number 6.
I don't think the numbers, the math really mattered to him. It was the way he was going to be remembered. It was that image. The image is that of, in my view, the greatest player we've ever seen. And what he did in 63 was just remarkable. It really was.
number 5 rushing season of all time. Terrell Davis, 1998. Number 5.
I think that this is probably the least appreciated 2,000-yard season. Everybody looks back and says, oh, look what Denver was able to do, regardless of who the running back is.
Terrell Davis, 45. Oh, look out. Come on, baby, come on. Goodbye. TD for TD.
There are only 2 running backs in history who have ever averaged 20 or more fantasy points per game. LaDainian Tomlinson in 2006, Terrell Davis in 1998.
Terrell Davis, 2,000 yards, impressive. Can't be number 5 on this list. Too high. I mean, look, he has John Elway as his quarterback and Mike Shanahan, a pretty good offensive mind.
This was Mike Shanahan at his best. This guy could take running backs out of the sky and make them great.
Hey, give my Terrell Davis, baby.
Good luck, TD. I know everybody believes that Mike Shanahan can plug anybody into his offense and get a 1,000-yard rusher. But 98 was just a transcendent year. He is greatness that surpasses the ability of that offensive scheme. He made himself into a star, and then that scheme helped make him into a legend.
You know, isn't there thoughts of, being the third guy or the fourth guy to break 2,000 yards?
Have I ever thought about that?
Yeah.
No running back goes into a season thinking about 2,000 yards. If they tell you that, don't believe it.
Let's put 7 on the board. Let's get 7. Let's get 7. Let's get 7.
A lot of people with John Elway, they want to think, oh, we were a pass first team. No. Under Mike Shanahan that year, it was run to set up the pass.
7 yards shy of 2,000 yards.
Takes the handoff, running left.
There it is. He has just become only the 4th player to go over 2,000 yards in a single season.
You see 1,500, 1,900. You see the 1 for a lot of those stats. You will rarely see a 2 for season total. What's special, man?
TD led Denver to their 2nd straight Super Bowl title in 1998. As a result, he stands alone on our list as the only player to even win a single playoff game in their respective rushing seasons.
His last playoff game was Super Bowl 33, and that was at the end of that magnificent season. I don't think any of us thought then that this would be the last that we'd see of the greatness of Terrell Davis.
The number 4 rushing season of all time, Barry Sanders, 1997.
Barry's one of the certainly one of the 5 or 4 best running backs in the history of the NFL, and that season absolutely worthy of this list.
When God created Barry Sanders, even he didn't know what he made.
He did 2,000 plus like it was nothing. I mean, he humiliated it.
That is one of the great runs you'll ever see, folks.
That one is a highlight reel special.
Someday you'll be able to say, I saw the best running back in football ever.
Barry's my new idol now. When I grow up, I want to run just like him.
10 straight years of over 1,000 yards, but that particular year, we'll never, ever get tired of looking at those highlights.
You want to see what's impressive about this season? He ran for 53 yards combined in the first 2 weeks.
Bobby Ross said, I made a mistake in the first 2 games of the year. He said, you've got to keep running him. You've got to give him the ball.
That means he did all of his damage in 14 games. Plus, who was his quarterback? Scott Mitchell?
It was poorly thrown by Scott Mitchell.
The entire defense is like, I think it's going to go to Barry. How do you know? Scott Mitchell's the quarterback, and he still ran for over $2,000.
Barry Sanders, 131 yards away from 2,000.
By halftime of the final game of that 1997 season, Sanders had rushed for only 20 yards, leaving him over 100 yards short of the 2,000-yard milestone.
I always had that patience of my mom, and I always felt like the next run could be the run.
And now the crowd senses history. Barry cut back. Now he's got it. 50, 40. He's well over 2,000 now. Once again, Sanders has good enough again. Sanders moves into the number 2 spot all time, rushing in a season.
So Barry had 2,000 yards. May have lost like 500 yards, too.
Actually, Sanders led the NFL with 103 negative rushing yards in 1997. and is the league's career leader in that dubious category. All of those negative yards probably cost Sanders both a single season and career rushing titles, as well as a higher spot on our countdown.
The highlights are awesome. And Barry Sanders was not just a boom and bust running back. Barry Sanders was the greatest boom and bust running back of all time. And the fact is, those negative yards do matter, and that is why he's not the all-time rushing leader.
Long before 2,000 yards was considered the high water mark for a rushing season, 1,000 yards was the target. The first to hit it was Beatty Feathers.
William Beatty Feathers. His nickname was Big Chief from the University of Tennessee.
In 1934, rookie Beatty Feathers shared the Bears' backfield with legends Red Grange and Bronco Nagurski, but it was Feathers who scuttled for the NFL's first 1,000-yard rushing season. Or did he?
There's an entire Beatty Feathers truther movement out there that questions whether Beatty Feathers actually really rushed for 1,000 yards that season. And there are researchers who've dedicated a large part of their careers to going back and finding out if the league pumped up his stats on purpose to get him over 1,000 yards as a publicity stunt.
That doesn't upset me at all, and I don't care what they think.
The problem is the NFL didn't have very many forums to trumpet in. They could have trumpeted that they had a unicorn, and no one would have cared in the 1930s. I studied this as much as I can, and I'm convinced that if Beatty Feathers did not rush for 1,004 yards, he rushed for 997 yards or 998 yards and did something else that was totally amazing.
He still holds the NFL record for highest rushing average in a season with 8.44 yards per carry. That still stands in 2013.
Beatty Feathers probably rushed for over 1,000 yards, but it was definitely one of the most amazing seasons in the NFL, certainly in the 1930s.
The number 3 rushing season of all time, Eric Dickerson, 1984.
Yeah, Eric Dickerson was a guy we had to play twice a year, and that was my rookie year, and I was just marveled at the way he ran. He'd run through us like a hot knife through butter. You couldn't get your hands around the guy. We had no answer for Eric Dickerson.
Maybe the most talented guy of all time, just because he could flat out outrun everybody. Ran straight up like he was running a track meet. I mean, that's what it was. It was the track meet that year.
30, 25, he's gone. Eric Dickerson right up the middle. Wow, he is awesome.
I was with the Buffalo Bills, and I was very, very happy that I'd have to tackle him because we didn't get to play the Rams, which is just fine.
Dickerson's 1984 season included 5.5 yards per carry, 14 rushing touchdowns, and, 2,105 rushing yards, a record that still stands today.
He's got it. And a brand new single-season rushing record for the outstanding star from Southern Methodist.
And people are like, well, you know, Eric Dickerson was so great because the Rams had such a great offensive line. No. In 1982, the Rams were 2-7. That's how they got the second pick. And that's when they took Eric Dickerson. And suddenly, this 2-7 team that couldn't block anybody, Dickerson comes out and he rushes for 1,800 yards to set a rookie record.
He's just getting started. Just getting warmed up. Nice job, Eric.
Breaks the record the following year with his 21.05, and he did it all without a quarterback. We had Dieter Brock, we had all these other curtain jerkers out there.
On the Rams, sometimes all a quarterback has to do is lightly pitch the ball back to Eric Dickerson.
To show just how impressive Eric Dickerson's season was, Jeff Kemp is his quarterback. Jeff Kemp threw for fewer yards than Dickerson ran.
The youngster from Dartmouth seldom had startling statistics.
I think the opposing defense knows where the football's going, and Dickerson still runs for 21.05.
Number 3, as in the guy who had the number 1 season statistically, 21.05 is a thing that still holds on today.
The problem with the record-setting season that he had in 1984, that 2,100 yards came with 14 fumbles. That is a lot of fumbles.
Dickerson grabs it again at 3.
And when you're trying to lose too hard, you find things like this will happen to you. You can see you never put the ball away.
Well, I think if you got the best number, you got the number one, you're the number one guy. How can he not be the number one guy?
I will say it again. 14 fumbles. It's hard to be one of the 10 greatest. And you need to not only have totals, but you need to have efficiency, and you need to not have negatives. And 14 fumbles is a big negative.
To just continue to pile up week after week the numbers, obviously, I mean, history has stood the test of time. Phenomenal year by Eric Dickerson.
With only 10 spots on our list, we had to leave some great seasons behind, like Shaun Alexander's 2005 MVP season.
Shaun Alexander knows where that end zone is.
Alexander ran for 1,880 yards and set a new record with 27 rushing touchdowns while helping Seattle to its first ever Super Bowl.
But when you got Walter Jones and Steve Hutchinson, and you run 80% of the time behind those guys, you might have got 1,500.
Another MVP season that just missed our list was Marshall Faulk in 2000. He racked up 26 total touchdowns and 2,189 yards from scrimmage.
Forget the big red S. Superman wears a 2 and 8 on his chest.
But 8 touchdowns and 830 yards came from receiving. And since this list is all about rushing seasons, we had to leave Superman in the phone booth.
The number 2 rushing season of all time, Adrian Peterson, 2012.
It's the greatest rushing season that the NFL has ever seen.
A modern player carrying the load against modern defenses and still cranking out 6 yards per carry. It's absolutely uncanny.
Let's go, fellas. It's time to move this rock.
Hand off Adrian to the left, steps up to the right, across the 10 to the 5. Bulldogs to the end zone. Touchdown!
In 2012, Adrian Peterson unleashed an MVP season. He topped the 2,000-yard mark with over 6 yards per carry and fell just shy of the single-season rushing record.
Peterson, 199 rushing yards and 34 carries. He will finish 9 yards short of the all-time single-season record.
You said I was 9 yards away from it? Yeah. That's it? Yeah. Let's stand another year.
Many of the great running back seasons we see on this list coincided with great quarterback seasons. There was a Phillip Rivers or there was a John Elway taking some pressure off. Christian Ponder was not taking any pressure off Adrian Peterson. Just the opposite.
Fires to the end zone, interception. You've got to be kidding me. After a 50-yard run by Adrian.
It's 2012 and Christian Ponder's throwing for 110 yards a week and the Vikings are winning games. You know, that's Adrian Peterson.
The St. Louis Rams use a 5-man defensive front. That's how dead set they were on stopping Adrian. He'd split the defense and run for a long touchdown.
Rams crowd the line of scrimmage. It's Peterson up the middle. He splits the defense. Goodbye, baby. That's an 82-yard touchdown by Adrian Peterson.
Hey, they can't stop us, man.
There's so many reasons that Adrian Peterson's 2012 season is one of the greatest in NFL history.
First and foremost is coming back from that torn ACL. That's just incredible.
In Week 16 of 2011, Peterson tore the ACL and MCL in his left knee and had it surgically repaired on New Year's Eve.
It's tough for a running back to have an injury like that and to come back and play football again. But here's again, Adrian Peterson came back and almost broke Eric Dickerson's record.
Focus on that area right there. Just watch the fluid push through.
Nobody said it's going to be easy.
But he's a freak.
It was like he went to see whoever made Lee Majors the $6 million man. And then they made him some sort of bionic commando running back hybrid. And he came back and he was better and stronger than ever.
Completely redefined what we think about knee injuries. Are we going to at some point say, stop whining, it's only an ACL?
He ended up having 348 carries, which was the second most of his career. And then we find out after the season, of course, that he did that with a sports hernia. So on top of coming back miraculously from major knee surgery, he finished the season brilliantly with a sports hernia.
Overcome adversity.
I really think the man is made partly out of adamantium.
This guy should go to the Smithsonian. They got to study him. How can he do that? That's incredible to me.
I'm here to introduce the Fantasy Player of the Year, not to be confused with the Sexual Fantasy Player of the Year.
I'm sitting at my draft, and I'm sitting there in the 3rd round, and I'm looking at Adrian Peterson, right, or BenJarvus Green-Ellis, and I'm debating, who do I want to take here?
Come on, man. And that player is Adrian Peterson.
Because Adrian Peterson was available later in drafts, and he had such a historic season, I think you can make a good case that he was the most valuable fantasy running back pick ever.
And I just want to say to all the people that selected me in their fantasy football league that, hey, thank you for believing. Now I can share this with you on Twitter.
How Adrian Peterson is not atop this list, I think, is an absolute mistake.
What Adrian Peterson did in 2012 was the best we've ever seen from just a pure running standpoint.
The scary thing is when you come back from these injuries, everybody says it's the next year that he's going to be better. Oh, my God. Can he do it again?
The NFL will never, ever see again what Adrian Peterson did in 2012 unless Adrian does it in 2013.
And now, the #1 rushing season of all time, O.J. Simpson, 1973.
Younger adults who never got to see O.J. Simpson play in the NFL, what do they know him for? The White Bronco, more so than his 2,000-yard season.
There's the O.J. Simpson, the football player. Then there's O.J. Naked Gun. And then there's O.J., the really bad guy who's in jail for a very long time. So if you're asking me just about O.J. the player, listen, he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason.
The man we are watching tonight, many say the greatest runner who ever carried the football, his name is O.J.
O.J. Simpson is a clear-cut all-time rushing season. You can take all the other 2,000-yard seasons. You really can't remember much about any of them. But O.J. in 73, in 14 games, that's as good as it got.
O.J. at #1. Great selection here. He's got to be #1. For the #1 reason, his quarterback is Joe Ferguson. Do you know how many yards Joe Ferguson threw for in 1973? 900 yards in 14 games.
Why don't we run him to the right the way he likes to run? Okay, go 46 all right, special. 46 special over there.
O.J. Simpson gets the call. Look out, Buffalo, using the best weapon they have, that's O.J. Simpson.
You can't compare any contemporary season to O.J. Simpson in 1973. He rushed 24 times for 143 yards per game. A contemporary back would have to rush for 3,000 yards to really compare to O.J. Simpson rushing for 2,000 yards.
Just remarkable every time he handles the ball.
Good boy, Joseph.
Climate also separated our #1 rushing season from the rest of the pack. Dickerson played in sunny Southern California. Peterson plays in a dome. Simpson played in Buffalo.
It was unbelievable when you consider, too, that he's running in some of the conditions that he ran in. The wind, the cold.
And then O.J. Simpson took over, showing that like the U.S. mail, nothing, neither rain nor sleet nor snow nor gloom of night can keep him from his appointed round.
A lot of that year, he was playing in really bad weather, and that was particularly true the final week of the season up at Shea Stadium against the Jets. It was sleeting that day, and the field was ice.
O.J. entered the final game of 1973 needing 61 yards to break Jim Brown's single-season record and 197 yards to reach 2,000.
Breaking loose, and there it is! He's all right. I think the Jets showed up to see him break the record, and now it's for the 2,000, boys.
The 2,000-yard rushing season, to me, is a lot like the 4-minute mile. It was a magical number, and there's not many of them in football.
O.J. running left. O.J. 5-4. There it is. They did it.
For all the greatness of Dickerson, the greatness of Adrian Peterson, O.J. Simpson had 2 fewer games to do it. It is sort of the equivalent of Babe Ruth's 60 compared to Roger Maris's 61.
I just wonder if the three of us fully realize what it has been our great privilege to watch O.J. Simpson run for 2,000 yards in one season.
The legacy now becomes so clouded because of what's happened with his life after football. And it's hard to kind of get people past that and just talk about 1973.
There's the juice.
the second leading ground gainer in pro football history, the football player of the 70s.
This guy was the greatest college running back ever. He was the greatest pro football running back ever. You can talk about every guy on this list as being unique and special in their own right, but no one had a season like that. I think it is the greatest of all time based on how many games, where he did it, how he did it, who he did it with, whether you like him or not, the greatest ever.